The Ralph Waldo Emerson Series, Part 1A. Shakespeare is the only biographer of Shakespeare, and even he can tell nothing except to the Shakespeare in us, that is, to our most apprehensive and sympathetic hour. Though the external history of Shakespeare is so meager, yet, with Shakespeare for biographer, we have really the information which is crucial. That which describes character and fortune, that which, if we were about to meet the man and deal with him, would most help us to know. We have his recorded convictions on those questions which knock for answer at every heart, on life and death, on love, on wealth and poverty, on the prizes of life and the ways whereby we come at them, on the characters of men, and the influences, occult and open, which affect their fortunes, and on those mysterious and demoniacal powers which defy our science, and which yet interweave their malice and their gift in our brightest hours. What trait of his private mind has he hidden in his dramas? One can discern in his ample pictures of the gentleman and the king what forms and humanities pleased him. His delight in troops of friends, and large hospitality, and cheerful giving. Let Timon, let Warwick, let Antonio the merchant answer for his great heart. So far from Shakespeare's being the least known, he is the one person in all modern history known to us. What point of morals, of manners, of economy, of philosophy, of religion, of taste, of the conduct of life has he not settled? What mystery has he not signified his knowledge of? What sage has he not outseen? What gentleman has he not instructed in the rudeness of his behavior? Not until 2 centuries had passed after his death did any criticism which we think adequate begin to appear. It was not possible to write the history of Shakespeare till now, for he is the father of German literature. It was with the introduction of Shakespeare into German by Lessing that the rapid burst of German literature was most intimately connected. It was not until the 19th century, whose speculative genius is a sort of living Hamlet, that the tragedy of Hamlet could find such wondering readers. Now literature, philosophy, and thought are Shakespeare-esque. His mind is the horizon beyond which at present we do not see. Can any biography shed light on the localities into which the midsummer's night dream admits me? Did Shakespeare confide to any notary, to any parish recorder, or surrogate in Stratford the genesis of that delicate creation? The forest of Arden, the nimble air of Scone Castle, the moonlight of Portia's villa, of Othello's captivity. Where is the grandnephew? Where the file of accounts or private letter that has kept one word of those transcendent secrets? In fine, in this drama, as in all great works of art, in the architecture of Egypt and India, in the Phidian sculpture, the Italian painting, the ballads of Spain and Scotland, the genius draws up the ladder after him when the creative age goes up, and gives way to a new age, which sees the works and asks in vain for a history. Some able and appreciating critics think no criticism on Shakespeare valuable that does not touch on his dramatic merit. I think as highly as these critics of his dramatic merit, but still think it secondary. He was a full man who liked to talk, a mind exhaling thoughts and images, which, seeking vent, found the drama right there, next at hand. Had he been less, we should have had to consider how well he filled his place, how good a dramatist he was. But it turns out that what he has to say is of that weight as to withdraw some attention from the vehicle. And he is like some saint whose history is to be rendered into all languages, into verse and prose, into songs and pictures, and cut up into proverbs, so that the occasion which gave the saint's meaning the form of a conversation or of a prayer, or of a code of laws, is immaterial compared with the universality of its application. And so it fares with the wise Shakespeare in his Book of Life. He wrote the airs for all our modern music. He wrote the text of modern life, the text of manners. He drew the man of England and Europe, the father of the man in America. He drew the man and described the day and what is done in it. He read the hearts of men and women and their second thought and wiles, the wiles of innocence, and the transitions by which virtues and vices slide into each other. He could divide the mother's part from the father's part in the face of the child, or draw the fine demarcations of freedom and of fate. He knew the laws of repression which make the police of nature, and all the sweets and all the terrors of human lot lay in his mind as truly, but as softly as the landscape lies on the eye. And the importance of this wisdom of life sinks the form, as of drama or epic, out of notice. It is like making a question concerning the paper on which a king's message is written.